I am walking this 130 unit apartment complex in Orlando that's for sale. And the office is closed. They open at 10. I like to come and look at properties on the weekends because then you can get a good feel of the tenant base. You don't want to see a lot of cars in the parking lot. You know, there's a fair share amount of cars in the parking lot and there's a fair share of empty spaces. That means people are working. That's a good sign. You don't want people that are not working. This is 130 units and just north of Orlando. It's a really big complex. What I'm looking for is I'm looking for big ticket items like the parking lot, the roofing stuff, any deferred maintenance. I wish the property manager office was open so I can talk to them. I'd actually ask them all the questions, interview them, see how they greet a potential new resident, see what their offerings are, see how they pitch and sell to lease up the units. I'm looking at also the way that they deliver their marketing. So it's just a big process. I'm also going to do the due diligence of figuring out who is managing the property. This is probably a really big company that manages this big property. And also the maintenance too, the maintenance guys and how they handle maintenance issues or tenant issues and stuff. They have a nice swimming pool area. It's closed. See if the pool is actually looking nice here. Looks decent. They also have an on-site laundry. I drove around the property too as well to see what's going on here. But it looks nice. You know, it's 130 units. And it's assumable Freddie Mac 3.5% interest loan. I don't know what the debt is on there that's assumable, and then there's also an option for supplemental debt that you could take out too as well. But it all looks good, like on paper, but you really have to drive the properties and look around. Other things I'm looking for is blinds. You know, is there garbage and trash all over the damn place? How's the landscaping? I mean, I didn't get to look at the roofs, but you know, that's something that you would look at. Other things is, you know, the location. Are there jobs? This is a beast. The other things I'm also looking for is the other competition, what they're doing too as well. There's another apartment building over there across on the other side, and then there's another one across the street that you don't see, but they have cameras all over the place, which is nice too. Cameras in the main areas. I'm also looking at trash. Is there trash all over the place? I wish there were tenants outside so I could talk to them. That's the best feedback that you can get. I usually like doing that, interviewed a lot of the tenants, but there's nobody outside right now. They're probably all sleeping. And I'm not gonna walk all the way around, but I drove all the way around. There's a couple garbage cans. Also, you know, like I said, you're looking at deferred maintenance. Parking lots of big ticket repairs, roofs, ACs, that's what I'll be looking for. The AC repair. How old are the ACs? How much repairs do they have to do to keep them going? Gives you a good indicator of your CapEx expenses. Value adds I'm looking for is how many apartments are remodeled? What's the average rents on this thing? I'm also going to be looking at turnover. How long does it take to turn over an apartment? How long does it take to lease it up? How many leads do they get? Where are they marketing? How are they marketing? Syndications, what they're doing? Any move-in specials? They have move-in specials. Also, going to be looking at how's the staff. I mean, I wish I could get into the property manager's office to figure out how the staff is and interview the tenants, because that's really going to give you a good indication of how they run the property and manage the property. Tenants will tell you everything. Like I said, you know, you want to look at all the other competition. There's another apartment building there, another apartment building there. Nice trees. They have good security here. You know, it's not like a really bad neighborhood. It's a B class asset. I think this one's built in 1975. They keep it good, keep it well. And I will call them up. Maybe come back later when the office is open. It's about 9 o'clock. They open at 10. So now I will contact the broker because I think it's a pretty good deal. You know, it's decent. They're under new management, so I'm gonna contact the broker and get all the information. Things I'm gonna ask about with the broker is, you know, what is the capex expenditures that they did, because there's a whole list. They spent about $2.5 million to get this thing going. All right, this is nice landscaping here in the front. Makes it inviting. They could have done a better job here with landscaping all around the rest of the property in the back half. Just using these white rocks really would bring the value of the property up when you first come in. Even around the other area of the property, just looks nicer. So like I was saying, I would contact the broker, figure out, you know, why they're selling, how long have they, when did it last trade, how much did it last trade for, meaning how much it sold for, you know, what do they like about the property, you know, what do they don't like about the property, what kind of debt they can get on this property. So brokers would have their finance teams that would probably underwrite the deal. So I'd ask them for their debt sheet of what they figure out how much debt can support and be written on this property. And from there, they probably have about 3 or 4 options of debt: 5-year term, 2-year bridge term, Freddie Mac, Fannie Mae. They all have different loan to value debt that you could put on based on how you want to hold the property. How you hold the property means everything. So, like I said, I want to look at. I would love to walk some of the units and see what the 1-1s look like, the 2-1s look like. The property manager is probably going to show me the best units that they have. But you want to get a good idea of what the value add is, because the value add or the play or how you're going to run this property and optimize the property is going to determine what kind of debt you're going to want to put on it. So you might go with like a 2-year bridge, which gets higher LTV and interest only for the first 2 years, so you can have max cash to work with, so that you can do the value add rehabs and increase the value of the property and pump up the income. So maybe you add washer and dryer hookup connections or washer dryer packages in all these units, right? Maybe you add some luxury features in here. I didn't see a dog park, and I saw a laundry room. What else people want luxury with would be probably Amazon delivery, because I don't see a way that they can get their delivery. They probably get it in the property manager's office. You know, so the debt is really going to help determine how much down payment. So now the down payment, usually it's about 70% LTV, so you need 30% down. You got to figure out the price per unit in the market and the cap rates too as well. That will also determine the driving factor of the price. The price is not the most important factor here. It is, does it cash flow? That's it. Does it cash flow? How much does it cash flow after all the expenses are paid and the debt is paid? What's net? What's left over? Does it cash flow? And does that make it attractive enough to buy it? That's all that matters. So the down payment, probably raise some private equity with preferred interest rates from a couple wealthy people to help me raise some of that equity for the down payment. But anyway, I wanted to give you guys an update of what I do. And this is one deal out of a lot of deals that I look at every day. I look at a lot of deals. What I like about this deal is in Orlando, North Orlando. It's in a great place. Jobs are really close. It's a nice tight market. It's a growing market. It's a hard market. It's not in a flood zone. Insurance might not be that bad, or it might be, actually it might be a little bit bad because it's an older building asset. But if it doesn't have a lot of deferred maintenance on the roofs and stuff, then I don't think the insurance is going to be that expensive. Anyway, that's it. I don't want to make this video too long. I'm going to look at some other property in Lakeland, which is between Orlando and Tampa, and see what that one looks like. Over and out.